This is a Miami Sports Music Podcast Network production. This is the #1 afternoon show, Clock Blockers, right here on Miami Sports Music.
A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fins for life, we throw the folk. Singing this just to welcome bro. What
up, baby?
Time to grind, time to shine.
It's your boy, Stephen D. Couldn't do this morning. But I couldn't leave y'all hanging without a show today. It's Throwback Thursday. What's good?
So we know when to switch.
I'm your host, Stephen Daniels. You can follow me on all social media at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Good morning to my family and my Finlaws. If you haven't done so already, on your way in, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Still subscribe. Solo D still going to be doing music from here. Make sure y'all do that. Okay? What is going on? How y'all doing? It is a midday afternoon show. Yeah, it's abbreviated, but we're going to have some fun. Let's see here. If you want to help the channel grow by donating, you can use the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $ below the bottom of the chat, or you can also use Cash App or PayPal, which is $ MSM Podcast Network or MSM Podcast Network. Want to give a big shout out to sponsor of the show, Tailgreeter. Download the app today on your current Apple or Android devices, and let me tell you a little bit about what we got going on with them. The Baltimore Beatdown, that's right, is going to be taking place in a few weeks on New Year's Eve, and we want you there, okay? We need you there, okay? So if you want to come to this, we're going to be doing a meet and greet the night before the game, no matter what day that game is, which is going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be awesome. And then, you know, the awesomeness of it is going to be the tailgate the day of, and the tailgate is going to be amazing. It's right next to the stadium. It is awesome. I have about 15 game tickets available. So if you're interested in game tickets to this, 16 rows from the field, hit me up. They're a little pricey, but I mean, 16 rows from the field, and you'll be sitting with moi. So they're really good. If you're interested, hit that QR code that you see right on your screen and come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Yes, make sure y'all do that. It is a big deal. And I am super excited about what we got going on in Baltimore. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to see you there. I do. I hope to see you. Hope you're going to come. Baltimore Beatdown. It's going to be a big deal. All right, man. Let's get news of the day kind of out the way. Let's see here. I want to say good morning to people in the chat. Canes 1989. Good afternoon. Ryan AP, Finn's in the house, Trucker Sean, Raul, Greg Fontaine. I will be at the Beatdown. All right. Hit me up, Greg, on social media. I'll hit you up. Flipside, good afternoon, Stephen D and Finn's family. Flipside said, are you going to the Cowboys game? I don't think I am. But never say never. I don't think I am, though. Finn Sasson is in the building. What's up, Finn Sasson? How's it going? All right. So why I got you on and why we're waiting for the co-host to come on for the day. We got a special co-host as well as the regular co-host, Cameron. And we're going to be doing NFL weekend picks. Last night it was announced on dolphinstalk.com that I have now, I will be moving over there as of Monday. I am their new network and program director over at dolphinstalk.com. It was an opportunity for me that I couldn't say no to. It was a really good opportunity for me to grow and move in a different direction of what I want to do. So Clock Blockers is still going to happen 3 days a week over there. I haven't quite got down what time it's going to be, but you know me. But we're still going to do Clock Blockers over there. We'll have Wildin' Out Wednesday and stuff like that. So that's not going anywhere. We're still going to have a good time with all that. But yeah, this was a no-brainer for me to kind of do. And it kind of came, I wasn't necessarily looking. And the offer kind of that we started talking. And the one thing that I think a lot of people don't realize in doing this is it's hard. It's very hard, and you feel alone when you're doing it. And I think in order to be successful, you need to have a team of people, all kind of um, working to one common goal. And if you can't always do that, it's tough to do that sometimes. So if you want, here's the link to the channel. Make sure you guys go. I'm going to drop it in the chat right now. Make sure you guys go to the channel and subscribe and put on notifications. That way you get notified anytime we go live. Um, so it's going to be good. So I'll be leaving, tomorrow is going to be the last day of the show on here. It is what it is. Solo's going to come on and hang out with us for a little bit. We got some people from the new channel. They're going to come on. We're going to have a good time. We'll laugh, we'll cry, we'll sing woo woo. But it'll be good. So starting on Monday, catch me on Dolphins Talk. And I just want to thank Dolphins Talk. I want to thank Dolphins Talk for giving me the opportunity to help them grow. I think it's gonna be really good. So but Solo D and Miami Sports Music, I wouldn't be able to have this opportunity without them. So just moving forward, baby. Just trying to keep it in the right direction. Flip side said, as long as you're progressing, that's all that matters. Bob Young says, congratulations. Flip side said, just subscribed. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. It definitely going to help. So go to youtube.com/@Dolphins Talk and subscribe to that channel. And we're gonna do everything over there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right. What else? Look, Dolphins made a couple signings yesterday. Matt Skura coming back playing center, getting signed to the squad, bringing in the other center. This morning we dropped Umalve. So look, Dolphins are making moves. Are they moves that I wanted them to make? No, because Matt Skura is not the guy that I wanted. Look, the Dolphins are kind of in this. How do I put it? They're in this moment. Dolphins officially announced the signing of Melvin Ingram to the practice squad and release offensive lineman Alma Uvalve to make room. And I don't understand why they did that. You need centers, so you're going to drop a center for that? Just doesn't make sense for me. But make it make sense, Chris Greer. Make it make sense. But nonetheless, it'll be interesting. I'm not in full panic mode. I'm not in panic mode. If we lose on Sunday, I will be. But I'm not in panic mode. I just scratch my head at some decisions that they make sometimes. But if they're winning football games, I'm going to shut up. If they're losing football games, I'm going to talk about it. Because I want to look. I want to see it. I want to see us go to the AFC Championship game and possibly the Super Bowl. I think we're that good, and we just need to make some finesse movements, and we're just gonna go. Viper said just to subscribe to Dolphins Talk. Appreciate it, Viper. Appreciate it. Finn's in the house says, I got some raffle items for Baltimore. Stephen D, some magnets, license plates, and prints. Hit me up on social media. Finn's in the house. I appreciate that. Manza Chill says, rise and grind family. Just subscribed. Awesome. I like it. Kane's 1999 says, I'm subscribed as well, bro. Like it, man. I appreciate it. Cat for Life. Good morning. Good afternoon, beautiful people. It's not good morning anymore. Finn Sasson said, I subscribed last night. My man Finn Sasson in the building. Wow, 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 wow. It is Jets suck week. There was a time where our team was so bad that I was like, man, as long as we beat the Jets every year, I don't care. We can go 2 and whatever. As long as 2 wins are against the Jets, I'm good. That's how much I hate the Jets. I cannot stand the Jets. it's definitely been. Look, here's the other thing too. Not only do I have to watch, I'm watching the game from home. I'm not coming to it, which pisses me off. But I got to hear Tony Romo. Tony Romo's doing the game with Jim Nantz, and Tony Romo. Like, yeah. So they're the guys that are doing the game. Tony is just so. I get how many times. What is the over under? Tony Romo talks about Josh Allen. What is the over under? He talks about the Bills and Josh Allen during a Jets Dolphins game. It's got to be 30. 30's got to be the over under, and I'm taking the over. I'm so taking the over. We have to hear Romo Glaze, Zach Wilson, and Robert Sila. I know, bro. John says, I don't usually talk and chat with you guys, but love listening to you and subscribe to the new channel too. All right, you subscribe to the new channel too. 6193 says, congrats on your news. Raul says, just subscribe there. Awesome. Trucker Sean said, I've been subscribed. Mike is a good guy. Mike is a good guy. John said, yes, the new channel. Like it, y'all. Keep it moving. I'm going to drop the link again one more time for the people that are watching. Go subscribe to the channel. Cat for Life said, is it official? Yes, it is official. I'll just put it up again. There we go. We're going to Dolphins talk. It was announced last night on their channel. And I'll be heading over there. I'm their new network and program director. And Clock Blockers will be airing 3 days a week. And you're still going to get more content from me. So it'll be good. It'll be real good. We got it is Throwback Thursday, and Throwback Thursday is one of my favorite days of the week because I get to be with one of my favorite people of the week. And he's not going to change. He's going to come on with me even in the new place. Ladies and gentlemen, from East 32 Dolphins Tailgate, my brother from another mother. Wouldn't be where I'm at today without this man, Mr. Cameron 954. What up, baby?
Good afternoon, I should say.
Good afternoon.
Clock Blockers fam.
Clock Blockers fam is in the building.
Hey, dude, I was laughing this morning about how we got what's his name to just hang up on us the other day.
Mascara.
No. On the show.
Oh, on the show? Who hung up on us?
Yeah. Don't you remember?
Cap. Was it Cap?
No, our friend Tony.
Oh, Tony. Yes, Tony.
What's he go by?
Anthony.
Not that Tony.
Not that Tony. What Tony are you talking about?
I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. Who's the biggest nemesis in Dolphins Twitter sphere?
Oh, TD. That guy.
Tony.
That fella.
That Tony.
That gentleman.
What's up, Pinsassin? Good morning, Cat for Life, my dogs.
Big E and Mike making moves. Great news. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. It is. All right. We couldn't get to Marisol this morning. She wasn't able to come on. So I had to
left the house.
I had to put a call into the bullpen. And so I got the closer. I got the closer to come out the bullpen. He took off. He said, I'm gonna stop working for the next 30 minutes just to come on and hang out with y'all. So, ladies and gentlemen, from the Fins Tailgate, Mr. El Capitan. You gotta get on camera. Can you get on camera? There we go.
Boy. Listen, you needed another supermodel. You found one. Let's go.
Supermodel, please.
As long as you said another. He recognizes there's one already on here.
Yeah, me. Definitely.
Yeah, it ain't the one in Mississippi.
It ain't the one in the SIP. Cap, where are you calling from, man? Where are you at right now?
I'm live on location in Duval County, heading through to St. Johns County for a big meeting we got at work. So I got time. So
you got time.
Duval.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm up behind enemy lines.
You are behind enemy lines, man.
Hey, man, one of my favorite places in the state of Florida, man, is Ponte Vedra Beach.
That's it.
Nice
I do want to thank you for the shout out that you gave me early this morning on my move, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, Cap.
Yeah, no problem, brother.
You're the man. All right, let's talk NFL weekend games, and then we'll obviously end with the Dolphins game. Cameron's going to keep count of everything, and we're going to see how we do at the end of the week. We're going to start off with tonight's game, the Los Angeles Chargers 5-8 playing against the Las Vegas Raiders 5-8, and a game that pretty much will determine who's going to stay alive for their playoff hopes. Justin Herbert, I believe, is out for the year, though. Is that correct?
Yep, he's out for the year.
Yep. And so, and we know what Vegas Raiders are doing. So, what do y'all think? We'll start with Cap, man. What do you think about this game tonight?
I think the Chargers pull it out with whoever the backup quarterback is, and I think it furthers the narrative that Justin Herbert is a bum. That's what I think.
Justin Herbert is a bum.
I like that, man. That's sound theory right there.
Cameron,
that's the only reason.
Cameron, our quarterback Tua always gets compared to Justin because they were drafted right behind each other in the draft. Now with Herbert being hurt again, by the way, Herbert has missed more games now than Tua. What are your thoughts about this game tonight and the Chargers for that matter and the outlook of them?
I think the Chargers are at a precipice in their franchise right now. They seem to think they have identified a franchise quarterback, although we are skeptical, obviously. And the writing's on the wall for that head coach just hit the bricks because he's made some really crappy decisions. And, they've paid a whole lot of money to their defense, and their defense gets dog walked every damn week. Outside of
he's
Khalil
a defensive guy too, Cam. He's supposed to be a defensive guy too.
Khalil Mack is having a great season, and they got Bosa on the other end. But whatever they're doing, the linebackers in the secondary, man, it's not working. That said, if I'm not mistaken, O'Connell passed for like 63 yards last week. And
that was
the lowest offensive output for a game not involving fog or wind. But I'm still taking the Raiders at home. I'm taking the under, and I think I'm piling on the Chargers because I hate them, and Herbert and all that crap. So Raiders.
For me, just looking at this game, I think both franchises. I think this will be a very interesting game for both franchises because it could be determining who's going to be the 7th seed in the AFC and that last spot for the playoffs. But if anybody's got a chance to do it, in my opinion, I think it's more likely that the Chargers, because of the unknown of the quarterback situation, right? I know what I'm getting with the Chargers, and it ain't much. And I'm not saying that, the Chargers have been all rainbows and unicorns, but there's still the unknown of the quarterback there and how that's going to work out. So I'd rather take the unknown rather than what I know I'm not getting out of Vegas. So I think the Chargers, I agree with Kat. I think the Chargers are going to win tonight. And I think they're going to win by, a touchdown.
Yeah, Easton Stick is the quarterback for the Chargers. Forgot about that. Didn't he come from that Division II team, whoever they are, North Dakota State or whatever? But listen, as long as you have Josh Jacobs on the field, I think the Raiders win.
All right, let's go to there's a slate of Saturday games this weekend. So shout out to the Saturday games. I'm excited for that. We'll start out with the noon Saturday game, the Minnesota Vikings and the Cincinnati Bengals. Cameron, we'll start with you first. Vikings, Bengals in Cincinnati at 1:00, on Saturday. I got to remember I'm Central Time here.
So I'm all on the Browning train, right? And I think the Bengals, regardless of Burrow or Browning, are a good team and a team that I wouldn't want to face in the playoffs, and they're going to make the playoffs. I think they steamroll Minnesota at home. Minnesota has no clue what's going on at quarterback. They're starting their rookie now, and Dobbs has had his Jeremy Lin moment. So I'm taking the Bengals at home.
Cap, who do you got? Vikings, Bengals, and Cincinnati.
It's the year of the backup quarterback. Never in my life I've seen so many backup quarterbacks play so much football in my life. But Bill Lazor and that system he's put together, that Browning kid can run it well. And to me, the Bengals win it. And yeah, Cam, I'm right there with you. That is a team that I would not want to face. They got something cooking right now. They're a good football team. Yeah, I'm going Bengals all day. To me, the Vikings, they're spiraling, bro. They're spiraling.
You know, it's funny. Josh Dobbs was this big conversation and story a few weeks ago. I was excited about him. You know, the journeyman, who played on his third NFL team this season alone. There was a little bit excitement to it, and I was hoping that it was going to become a big Cinderella story, and it has not worked out that way in any way, shape, or form. He ended up getting benched last week, and there's just nothing, in my opinion, to really like about Minnesota right now.
Well, Steven, the week before with Josh Dobbs, he lost me my fantasy game. I'll pick against him.
You'll never forgive him.
I'll never forgive him. I hate him now. He got me 1.9 points that week, and I was like, I hate this guy. So,
hey man, look, the fantasy. I feel bad for people that are doing fantasy this year with the backup quarterbacks having to hit the waiver wire every week because your quarterback is down. There's only been a handful that have
fellas. Yes, just a yes or no question. Is Flores the coach in New England next year? Yes or no?
In New England?
Yeah.
So let me just say, I'm not going to believe anything until I see him gone. If he is gone, then yes, I could see Flores being the head coach there.
I say Flores is a head coach somewhere next year because I think there's going to be a lot of people that lose their job this year. There already has been.
You think Black Monday is going to be a real thing at the end of the year?
Oh my God, bro! It is going to be brutal. You're going to see like six, 7 teams with no quarterback. There's going to be a massive turnover. And Flores, listen, say what you will about his bedside manner, for lack of a better term, but the guy can at least put together a top flight defense. And if you can find a counterpart that, maybe an old head on the offense to deal with it, if like Bieniemy teams up, that would be a perfect marriage if you think about it, because both of them are kind of hard-nosed guys. Bieniemy on the offense and Flores on the defense.
Bieniemy's going to be the head coach in Washington next year.
I don't think so. If that is all true about Bill Belichick, I see Bill Belichick as that guy.
See, I see Belichick at the Chargers with Herbert.
You know what? You're not the first person to say that. Shake Money said that to me, and that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
By the way, I'm going with Cincinnati and Browning just for the Saturday game because I think Browning he's fun to watch, and I agree with you, Cap. I wouldn't want to face Cincinnati right now. They are a team that is hot. They're hot.
You got to put Viper's comment up.
Flores is going to make Mac Jones be an alcoholic. I like it. All right, let's go to the next game. 4:30 on Saturday. A team that always finds a way to make the playoffs and has only had 3 head coaches in their entire history. The Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Indianapolis and face the Colts for a 4:30 Saturday game. Steelers, Colts, we'll start with you, Cap. What do you think about that game?
Ugh. Steelers on a bit of a slide as of recent. Colts, Colts is such a hard, I thought they were going to be absolutely terrible, and they're still in the mix. I think that the Steelers come out with the win this week, though. I just got to take. They're the better coached team. A little bit more of you can hang your hat on to what to expect with them, but really, dude, I could see either one of these teams winning this game. They're relatively equally matched, even though they're not playing with their rookie quarterback in Indianapolis, Anthony Richardson, who, if they ever get that kid figured out, watch out for him in the future. But I just think that, the Colts have overachieved already this year.
They have. And
the chickens come home to roost, and Pittsburgh gets back on track after dropping a couple as of late.
I think for me, I can never go against, Mike Tomlin and the Steelers. Like, if you bet against them or you go against them, like you just are wrong. You're eventually going to be wrong because they they find a way to pull it out. They find a way to squeak it out. And I don't have a reason why they will, other than it's Tomlin and the Steelers. So for me, I'm going with Pittsburgh just on that alone. Cameron, what about you?
Man, this is a hard one for me. I mean, because who do you trust more, Mitch Trubisky or Gardner Minshew? And
Gardner probably, but
yeah, but he's got no running back. Although Zach Moss is their running backup, and he's more than capable of being a number one. Listen, it's hard to bet against Tomlin. Both of you guys said that, right? Like, are they going to lose 3 games in a row? It's hard for me to see that.
Until it happens, I can't say that it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm on right now.
Like,
are they going to continue to slide? No way.
And Mitch Trubisky did play much better in the second half last week. He's got a whole week to practice, and I think Pickens gets in the game plan a little bit more. If they ever get his head figured out, he could be a top 5 receiver. This is a toss-up for me, man, but I'm not betting against Tomlin, so I'll take Pittsburgh as well.
All right, let's go to the Saturday night game, which is the Denver Broncos at 7-6, one of the hottest teams in the NFL. They've only lost 1 out of their last 7 games. They
1 out of the last 7,
and they're just hot. And then the Detroit Lions, just like every NFL team this year, they kind of seem to be wishy-washy, right? They look elite at one moment, and then they'll lose a really bad game, and then they'll look elite for a little bit, and then they'll lose a bad game, and you're like, I don't know what Detroit Lions team I'm going to get, but it is the Lions at home, and I got to think that Dan Campbell's going to get them ready to play, so I'm taking the Lions. I would love to know what the point spread is in this game.
The Lions are given 4, which to me is a lot.
I think that's a lot.
I'm taking that spread.
Yeah, I think I'd take the Lions, but to win, but I don't think it'll be by more than 4. That's just my opinion. We'll start with Cap. Cap, what do you think?
Well, here's the thing I look at. Who needs to win more? The Broncos need to win to keep
Denver
their playoff
probably
hopes
needs
alive.
to win more, yeah.
They have to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. They're a hot football team. They're finally clicking on both sides of the ball. The Lions, they lose. It doesn't change what their playoff situation. Who's pushing the Lions right now in that division? It certainly ain't the Bears. You know what I'm saying? It's not. The Vikings are all but out. I guess Green Bay could, but they're still a couple games ahead. I say the Lions drop it at home to Denver, who wants it and needs it more.
Cameron, your thoughts?
I don't disagree with El Capitan, man. The Bears showed the vulnerabilities of the Detroit defense last week, and Dan Campbell may be crumbling a little bit. He is, Denver's playing really well, and if you're going to just pit head coach versus head coach, who do you take? You take Denver's head coach, right? Just based on experience. So I'll take Denver, man.
All right, let's go to Sunday afternoon. By the way, those 3 games we just went over will be played on Saturday. There'll be a game at 1, 4:30, and 8 o'clock on Saturday. So we're going to get our full weekend of NFL football in, which I'm excited about. Sunday, we'll start in Cleveland, where Cleveland and Chicago versus Cleveland are going to be playing each other. It'll be an interesting game. Chicago's 5-8. Cleveland is 8-5, but I think Cleveland's on their 3rd quarterback this year. Hell, they might even be on their 4th as far as I know, but they're just, I don't know what to say about them. They're, in my opinion, one of the worst 8-5 teams I have ever seen, but they are winning games at certain points, and their defense, I understand, has some dogs on it, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm going to go Cleveland because I just don't trust Chicago. But I still believe in Justin Fields, and I still think he can be a good quarterback in the NFL. So I'm going to take Cleveland. I'm going to take Cleveland over Chicago. Cameron, we'll start with you since you're from Chicago.
Does it surprise any of you here that the Browns are only favored by 3?
Wow, that's it? No, not at all.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Joe Flacco.
I wanted to pick Chicago, but
So do you trust Joe Flacco to do what he did for the past 2 weeks?
Yeah. I trust him a hell of a lot more than Justin Fields.
I don't. And Cleveland may have an elite defense, but I'm going to take Chicago with the upset here. And listen, and I'll add to this, and I said this 2 weeks ago, and people thought I was crazy. Detroit keeps losing, and Chicago keeps winning and playing the way they have. It may come down to that last game in that Central Division.
Cameron, I am right there with you. I am picking the upset as well. I think Cleveland's defense is elite. I think they got playmakers on offense. I think Flacco has, showed that old guys still matter. But I'm going to say that Chicago is just, for the sake of the betting world, taking Vegas under consideration. I'm rolling the dice with Chicago on the upset.
I'm with you, brother.
I'm right there.
I wanted to pick him, but I'm going with Flacco. All right. That's the biggest reason why. All right, let's go to the next game. Atlanta versus Carolina. Man, talk about turmoil in the city. That is what's going on in Charlotte down with the Panthers. I'm going Atlanta, and I'm taking Atlanta big, and I have no faith in any way, shape, or form that franchise of the Carolina Panthers are making any good decisions right now. They're just not. So I'm going Atlanta. By the way, the NFC South is a joke. Just want to throw that out there. NFC South,
terrible division.
We'll start with you, Cap. Falcons, Panthers.
Part of me, the gambler, wants to pick Carolina for the upset, but that has been the most pathetic offense I've ever seen in the NFL my life.
Yep.
Ever. Bryce Young, I knew the guy was not going to be good when he came in. It is the most bland, vanilla, boring football I've ever could even imagine. I've seen Pop Warner that's more explosive and fun to watch. Atlanta wins, but not because they're a better team. It's just because of how terrible Carolina is. That team seems like it has lost all of its morality, bro. It looks like it's lost. I don't even know those. It must be terrible to be on that.
How did the Carolina Panthers ownership get worse from the previous owner that they had?
Did you see his press conference?
It was horrible, dude.
It was cringeworthy, bro.
It was. You threw the quarterback that you drafted number one
right
under the bus, and then said in the same breath, "We love Bryce Young. He's our guy."
I hate everything about that team right now.
You just literally said that.
Well, I'm gonna make this short and sweet, and for the sake of time here, and taking Atlanta.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next game. One that I think is going to be very interesting, and I'm actually excited to if it wasn't for the Dolphins game being at the same time, I would watch. And that is Tampa Bay versus Green Bay, the Battle of the Bays. I'm telling y'all right now, I Jordan Love has surprised me. There's a lot to like about the kid, and we all know how I feel about Baker Mayfield. I'm a fan of Baker. I think he's a starter in this league. I think he's gotten a bad rap in a lot of different places he's been. But I'll wait. I'll give my pick last. I'll start with you, Cameron. Tampa Bay, Green Bay in Green Bay.
Listen, I for the reasons you just said, Jordan Love, he's playing some really good ball. They're at home and it's December and Tampa Bay's not going up there and winning. Packers are given 3.5, and I think they win by 7.
Cap.
I'm right there with Cameron. The Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield, it's explosive, it's hot and cold, right? Yeah. I think Green Bay forces them into a dogfight, and I think they win that dogfight.
I'm picking Tampa. I'm not going against Baker. I think this is gonna be the upset of the weekend for me, for what it's worth. But I think Baker's gonna go into Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra, and take care of business. I do. 100% think that's going to happen.
Boy's going to be on skates all day.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. Let's go to a game that we all like. I'm just going to say it. We all know what the answer is. Chiefs, Patriots. Go.
Do we though?
Chiefs.
Oh yeah,
Chiefs.
Chiefs, big time.
Chiefs.
And not
The
because
Chiefs are not going to
and
lose.
to-
That would
to-
be what?
To
How many in a
use the
row would
words
that
of
be?
El Capitan, not because the Chiefs are a better football team, but because the Patriots suck so bad.
Yeah, that's right. Chiefs are definitely a better football team. You saw how fired up Patrick Mahomes is. He's going to be that way all week. There's no way they drop another one in a row. That's not happening.
I'm gonna tell you what though, if the Patriots do win, they might have saved Belichick's job.
No, he's gone either way. He's gone either way.
Those players want him out, bro. Long gone are those guys that like that stuff.
Agreed.
All right, we all have Chiefs, right?
Well, listen, I'm just going to have this to say. I'm going to take the Chiefs, but the Chiefs are giving 7.5 to New England at home. Like New England's at home receiving 7.5 points. I'm taking the Patriots in the points at Vegas, but I'll take the Chiefs straight up.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next game. One that is interesting, right? Tennessee coming off the win on Monday night against us. Who knows what's really going on with that franchise? I'm not sold on them. And then you have the injuries that have happened to Houston, and it's kind of decimated them. I was a big fan of Houston a few weeks ago. Now I'm not as sold as much because of the injuries. Houston in Tennessee, 1:00 Sunday. Cat, go ahead.
Houston's going to win this game. Tennessee, listen, they held the Dolphins' explosive offense with that 3-high shell. They did a great job. They Will Levis put on a show for their organization in the fourth quarter that we were victims of, as you know. But I think this victory will help in the narrative push of CJ Stroud for offensive rookie player of the year, and I think he has a hell of a day, and I think they win.
Interesting. Cam, Texans, Titans.
I'm sorry, Captain. What did you say? You taking Houston?
Yes.
Okay. Tennessee. Sorry. So it's interesting to me. Vegas has the Titans. They're at home, given 2.5 to Houston.
Vegas is never wrong.
They're rarely wrong, that's for sure.
I think David Mills, who's the backup quarterback to Stroud there, who started 15 games last year and had some really good games, goes up there to Nashville and wins. I'm taking Houston.
You don't think Stroud's going to play? Has he been ruled out?
No, but he's didn't practice today. And when you come off a concussion and don't practice,
I don't think he's playing
on a Wednesday.
He's the future there. They're not going to test that for 7th wild card spot.
They want that Cinderella story, bro. They want that offensive rookie of the year.
I think he's already got that. He doesn't need to play anymore to not win that.
Yeah, if Achane scores another handful of touchdowns, there's going to be a conversation.
That's true too. I don't believe in the Titans. I think the Titans are a joke. And look, to be fair, they beat us. So does that make us a joke? I don't think so.
Don't open that can of worms in the comments, bro.
But what I will say is we all lose. Every team this year that's good has lost to bad football teams. And I think the Titans are a bad football team. And I'm taking Houston because of that. I don't believe in Will Levis. He was good for 2 drives. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a blue moon. And we all talk about, in my opinion, the quarterback Carr for 5 years in the NFL had the most fourth quarter comebacks. Is anybody here saying that Derek Carr was the quarterback they all wanted for their franchise? No. And so I don't think Will Levi's that either, personal opinion.
Good morning, shake money.
All right, let's go. San Francisco, Arizona, AFC West showdown. San Francisco, Arizona.
San Francisco.
Right,
like that ain't happening. San Francisco is the best team.
It's not even a conversation.
Right now. It's not even a conversation. No, it's not. It's not.
Cam,
you're in the same boat. The Cardinals are at home getting 12.5. That tells you anything.
Yeah. Well,
and they'll score more than that. So
I was about to say they'll score. Yeah. It'll be bigger than that.
They're gonna cover and then some on that thing.
All right, Commanders and the Rams in LA. I am interested to know your thoughts about the Commanders and where they're headed as a franchise, but interested in this game too. Commanders, Rams. Cameron, you go first.
Listen, the Rams are on a heater, and Stafford especially, and I like them. They're only a couple years removed to being an elite team in the NFL, and Stafford's got the arm, bro. I'm taking the Rams. They're giving 6.5 to the Washington. I think they obliterate that.
Cap.
Rams going to absolutely obliterate it. Commanders have lived in every way about what the offense can do. They've pulled the plug on the defense, they're trying to clear their cap. They don't have a quarterback. They got a couple of pieces on offense. There's just too many questions with that franchise. They're one of those teams that are moving to an overhaul this offseason, while the Rams, a team that already had their overhaul as far as cap goes, is rebuilding, trying to get back to form. Rams are going to obliterate them.
Just curious, real quick, if you guys were betting men and had to take A, B, C, or D, A, Rivera, B, Bieniemy, or C, the field, who's the head coach in Washington next year?
B.
Bieniemy. What about you, Cap? Are you taking the field, Rivera, or Bieniemy?
I would take Bieniemy, but he's been just passed up so many times that if it happened again, it wouldn't surprise me.
But I would, to that point, like if he gets passed up by a loser franchise like Washington, like he was brought there to succeed Rivera.
Yep.
And their offense took a uptick since he got there. So I got to take Bieniemy. It's got to be the time, right?
Listen, Goodell is going to pull that string, and it doesn't matter who's making the call. Bieniemy's going to be that head coach.
Bieniemy's going to be the head coach there next year. I'm sure of it. I'm taking Rams too, just for you for you guys to know. All right, Dallas Cowboys, Buffalo Bills. I'm very interested to know what you guys think about Buffalo and where they're headed, because a lot of people in the national media have Buffalo in their top 5 as power rankings. So I'm just interested to know what you guys feel. Cowboys, Buffalo, in Buffalo, 4:30 game. We'll start with Cap.
Bills win. Bills win this game. And I think this is going to be a hell of a game to watch, too. This is going to be a barn burner of a game. I don't think it's by much, but I think it's by enough. And no other reason other than that the Bills still remain the darling of the NFL, and the calls in situational football will lean in that. We can call shenanigans, and we very well may, but the Bills are going to come out with this win on that.
Cameron?
Yeah, it's in Buffalo. 47 degrees, supposed to be crappy rain. Bills are only 2-point favorites against a 10-3
It'll probably be a pick 'em by game time.
10-3 Cowboys team. So I've got some insight, with some people within the Dolphins organization, and to a person, like he told me, like Buffalo's not a team that anybody wants to face in December or January.
Nope.
Like that's the team that they don't want to see make the playoffs, because if they make the playoffs, they could go to the Super Bowl. They're that good. They're well coached. They have the quarterback.
You think they're a top 5 team, power ranking wise?
If they beat Dallas, they're a top 3 team.
Wow.
And I'd say San Francisco, Buffalo. And
so can you explain to me what the hell's happened with them this year? Why have they been so wishy-washy then?
Because of Josh Allen.
They blew their stoke against Miami, got up such in a way, dropped a couple, went through their turmoil. The ship is righted again, and that's a dangerous team getting right. I don't want to see him coming up.
2 weeks ago, we were all on every platform talking about how Josh Allen's horrible.
He is. He's not dependable. He's not dependable. He's not consistent. He makes bad decisions. But when he does play good, then he's like this, right? Like he is the mercurial quarterback if there ever was one. And if he plays really good football and runs and uses his legs and improvises, he's almost unstoppable.
They're dangerous. It's a dangerous football team.
All right, look, I can't root for Buffalo. I'm going for Dallas. Dallas is going to win. Dak Prescott is potential MVP. Dallas.
Fraud.
All day. Dallas. Okay.
Listen, I hope Dallas wins.
Me too.
I want Dallas
Me
to
too.
win. We all
Me too.
need Dallas to win,
Yep.
but I don't see Dallas winning.
Dallas.
Speaking of the other game that we should clearly have a side on.
Oh, yeah. The Sunday night game. Baltimore in Jacksonville. Man, I have never been a Jaguars fan so bad in my life that I will be on Sunday night during Sunday night football. Let me give you my 2 cents worth of this. Look, Baltimore, for all intents and purposes, is probably the best team in the AFC. If they lose to Jacksonville, which I hope that they do, I still, as long as Miami takes care of business against the Jets, which we'll get to here in a few, it's still a crapshoot for the AFC, right? So the question is Trevor Lawrence. How healthy is he? What's going on with that? It is in Jacksonville. And because it's in Jacksonville, I'm going to take Jacksonville over Baltimore.
Duval.
I'm taking Jacksonville as well. Get right game. Listen, they're a hot and cold football team.
Yep.
And I feel like they're going to be piping hot at home after the last time they lost at home for their fans. And I also think, think about the narratives. Chiefs win, Dolphins win, Baltimore loses. Now there's this metaphorical three-way type of tie scenario heading in. You know what I'm saying? There's all and think about the immense amount of skin in the game for that Dolphins Baltimore game coming around yonder. It keeps all these narratives alive, which is exactly the way the NFL wants it. So
Color says we should have shared this to get notification. Thanks. We didn't share that we were on together. He's mad at us.
Sorry. I mean, I'm still working, so.
Me too, brother.
What about you, Cameron? Baltimore, Jacksonville.
I still don't trust Trevor Lawrence. I don't think, until he beats someone like Lamar Jackson and clearly a better Baltimore team. If he does, then I can start considering Jacksonville as a dangerous team. But until that happens, I can't. Baltimore is coming off a really impressive win. Lamar Jackson had a hell of a week, and because he's a South Florida guy, and I want to see Lamar Jackson excel. So I think Baltimore wins and further solidifies themselves as the best team in the AFC.
I hope you're wrong. All right, let's go to Monday night because I know you guys got stuff to do. We'll go to Philadelphia at Seattle, West Coast. Big NFC ramifications here. Interested to know what you guys think about Seattle here. Cap, we'll start with you. Eagles, Seattle.
Seattle with the upset. Calling Seattle with the upset.
I think
the Eagles are struggling, and I think Seattle wins this game. I think Vegas cleans up on it too, boy.
I don't think people realize how tough it is from an East Coast to go to a West Coast and play at a high level. And I agree with you. I'm taking Seattle over Philadelphia for no other reason than the West Coast trip. I mean, that it's just hard for Philly to go over there.
Seattle's a hostile place to play in, bro.
They are.
Everybody knows that. Those fans go crazy up there. That 12th man's real.
I went to that Dolphins Seattle game years ago, and when Tannehill put that pass on what's his name's fingers, and he dropped it. Man, I never heard a louder stadium. That said, Seattle's given up the most rushing yards to quarterback in the NFL this year. Just didn't know if you guys knew that. And maybe this is a game Hurts gets right. It's hard for me to pick against Philadelphia. I like Seattle at home. But they're getting 4 points. I think Philadelphia finds a way to win this last-minute field goal.
All right, last game that we all need to talk about, the New York Jets going into Miami. This is a 1:00 game. You see noon there because I'm in Central Time. But let me give you guys my thoughts. I think there's an outside chance that Aaron Rodgers comes out of here and plays. I think everything's aligned. Jim Nance, they got the number one crew CBS there for a reason. I think there's an outside shot that Aaron Rodgers plays in this game. I have no faith whatsoever in the Jets to overcome their inefficiencies, even with Aaron Rodgers or Zach Wilson playing. The Dolphins, they should be pissed off about what happened on Monday night, and they should be playing like they're pissed off. And I hope that comes to fruition. But I am nervous about all the injuries. It's now been saying today, it was just tweeted out a little bit ago, Mike McDaniel said that they are doing walkthroughs today instead of a full practice because of injuries.
And not only that, Liam Eichenberg is now questionable.
Yep. If I'm looking at it through glass eyes.
Glassy eyes or glass eyes or rose-colored
eyes?
Which is it?
I think he means rose-colored, right?
Yeah, rose-colored glasses. I would be saying the Dolphins, right? But I am so nervous about these injuries. I'm not saying the Jets are the better team. Miami's clearly the better team. Miami clearly has the better weapons, and everything about them is better than the New York Jets. But it is a division rival game. The Jets are pissed off about what we did to them last time. And Zach Wilson is coming off a pretty decent game. I'm taking Miami, but I am nervous as hell about the game. Nervous. Just nervous. I'm taking Miami. Cap?
I'm going to take Miami if Zach Wilson plays. If Aaron Rodgers does get the start, along with the injuries to the Dolphins, I think, and just to keep, because in all my picks, I'm thinking of this as a betting man, not as a fan. I got to take my fandom out of it, right? And all the narratives we talked about, I already said that Baltimore's going to lose, right? The effectiveness of this, while Kansas City's winning, that furthers the narrative if the Dolphins lose to this three-way run of first place in the AFC. And that's what they really love. They want the most meaningful football with as many meaningful wins and losses necessary for teams the final week of the season. And if the Dolphins lose to the Jets, well, Baltimore lost I'm thinking in my head, that's if Aaron Rodgers plays, the Dolphins very well might get screwed. That's what I think. Not just lose, get screwed. But I'm going to pick the Dolphins to win against Wilson.
Cameron?
Even Rodgers isn't going to be cleared, and there was reports that saying he won't be cleared till next week against Washington.
He's in the 21-day window. He can get activated at any moment.
He could be, but
he can show up on game day.
He can show up on game day and say, "I'm ready to go."
Am I the only one out here that thinks that the Jets would be better off with Wilson against Miami because of his abilities to scramble? Because of his legs?
Yeah, I don't see any scenario where even a scrambling Wilson isn't as good. I'm just thinking of the team uplift, how much they would play for Rodgers.
That's undoubted.
That's the stuff. Like Garrett Wilson, who looked great last week, would he would be amazing. So, but I gotta run, boys. I gotta get on my meeting. It starts in 5 minutes.
Tell the people where they can find you.
The Finn Tailgate. Everybody already know. Come and check us out. Gonna be around the yonder. Got some film study videos dropping today. And we'll see you guys all the time, anytime, man. Appreciate you guys for having me on.
I love you, bro. Thanks so much for coming on, bro. Be good.
Later, Cameron. Later, Steven.
You didn't give us your pick though. What do you have, Cam?
Miami's giving 8.5 to the Jets, so I think it's a preposterous spread. I would take New York Jets in Vegas with that spread, but I think Miami wins. I think they control the ball on the ground. They ran the ball well against New York in New York. I think they do the same. Regardless of how Tyreek's ankle is, I think I'll say this. I hope and I think that McDaniel learned his lesson from Monday night and understands that he has two weapons in Mostert and Achane, and this offensive line is banged up, and this backup offensive line that played in the second half last week did really well in the run game. If he sticks to that, controls the clock, the defense is good enough to control the Jets, in their inept offense under Wilson. I think Miami wins. They need to win because I tell you what, right now, I'm not going to be able to comprehend the vitriol and just hate that is going to come from all
Dolphins Twitter.
This comment page will be insufferable.
My first show on Dolphins Talk is going to be bad if that's the case.
I mean, G-Man the Dolphin here is posing as a Dolphin and a Dolphin fan, and everyone knows he's a Patriots fan.
I'm going to ask you. I know you got to go. You got a couple minutes because I want to ask you some real questions about the Dolphins. If you got,
I got 4 minutes.
Are the injuries to the Dolphins going to hold them back from being the team that they are able to be? That's my first question.
If Armstead and Hunt can return, they're good enough to carry that offensive line.
Do you
If
think
if they don't return, this team is in trouble. Like in the type of trouble they could lose out the rest of the season type of trouble.
Do you think the Dolphins are frauds after Monday's game? You think they're for real?
I believe in the team. I believe the talent on the team. I believe in McDaniel. I think that McDaniel got outcoached. And remember, this is still, a season and a half in under a first-year coach. Like he's 1.5 years in as a head coach. This guy is still learning, and I think he ate some crow on Monday night on national TV. And you could sense it. Like I was sitting there in the stadium, and I said to somebody, like, these guys think they're better than they are. They're trying to. They underestimated Tennessee, and you can tell by the type of plays that were called and the personnel that were on the field. They were resting some guys when they didn't need to be rested, and the game got away from them. And that's not going to happen against the Jets. But I will tell you that the injuries that they have right now are really, really hard to overcome. And it's going to be a difficult next 5 games if this offensive line. You sure talk like a Pats fan, you moron.
My last. Are you scared about the next 4 games? Are you nervous? Because I am. I'm scared.
I'm not scared.
I am, man.
I'm not scared. I'm nervous. I'm nervous because these are the Dolphins, and they haven't proven to us that they can take the next step yet. So these next 4 games, if they can overcome the injuries and McDaniel can stick to the run game and this defense continues to hold them in games, then they can make believers out of me in that they are Super Bowl contenders. But it's a tall task, right? They got to beat a Jets team at home, which they should do. And then Dallas at home, Baltimore, and Buffalo. I mean, if they can't prove it through those 3 games, then we're back to square one.
Last question. Dolphins, worst case scenario, lose the last 4 games. What do the Dolphins do going next season?
I told you this on Monday, man. It's everyone from Greer on down, and who knows, maybe Fangio's the new head coach. It's not going to be ugly. I mean, it's not going to be pretty. If they lose the next 4 games, there's going to be people wanting change, and Ross especially, right? Like he invested a shit ton of money into this team, and Tyreek's window is narrowing by the minute. He's the best player.
Can you get rid of a coach that has had an offense back-to-back top 10 in offense, and now he also was able to bring in somebody who he wanted from day one, and now it's top 10 in defense. They just aren't it would be very tough to fire everybody, even if they lose.
Someone's got to be held accountable, and this
I
team.
agree. I
this
agree. By the
team
way,
is too good. This team is too good. On paper, the personnel and the talent is too good. At least in the starting 14, whatever it is, 22 rather. To lose out the next 4.
If the Dolphins beat the Jets handedly, all of my worry goes out the window. I'm telling you it does. Not because the Jets are a good or a bad football team. It's just I know the talent level the Dolphins have and how they should beat the Jets. If that does come to fruition on Sunday, I'm going to be totally different. I'm be like, all right, let's go Super Bowl run. But if they barely beat them, I'm going to be nervous as hell about Dallas, Baltimore, and Buffalo. And if they lose, all bets are off.
Listen, I expect them to beat the Jets. I expect
handedly or barely. And there's
I expect them to beat them by 10 points. To me, it'd be a good win.
Me too. 100%.
I think Dallas, they can beat Dallas and should beat Dallas. I think they beat Dallas at home. And then I think they lose in Baltimore and they beat Buffalo at home. I really do. But again, like Larry K just said, I don't believe in this team in December until they make me believers. And I agree with that.
All right, Jets suck week. You got a big tailgate coming up. Tell the people about the tailgate over at East 32.
Man, follow us at East 32 Dolphins Tailgate on Instagram. Go to tailgreeter.com or download the Tailgreeter app and search East 32 Dolphins Tailgate. We had about 350 people there from Monday Night Football. It was a movie. As this team continues to move to the playoffs, we're getting busier and busier, and there's more fun to be had. DJ Breezy, Solo D. We got all your Dolphins gear from Dirty Sports.
I just want you to know I bought my plane tickets for Wild Card Weekend.
You need to be buying your plane tickets for Buffalo that last game.
Let's see how these weeks play out.
Hey, I just read it. Southwest Fair Sale. Let's go. Get on it.
Cameron, I love you, man. Thank you so much for doing the show today. And we'll see you next week. It'll be Dolphins Talk, baby. You'll be on with me and Dolphins Talk.
Let's go. I'm available next Thursday, so let's do it.
Let's do it, man. All right, man. Thank you, Cameron. We'll see you next time.
Have a great day.
All right. Miami Sports Music. Clock Blockers. Tomorrow is going to be the last show on Miami Sports Music. So get your tissues. It'll be a little emotional. And then we move over to the new network on Monday. Yeah, man, I'm headed to Dolphins Talk, Pete. So it was announced yesterday. I'll just give you what they made. The new network and program director for dolphinstalk.com. Do me a huge favor. Go over to dolphinstalk.com on YouTube and subscribe to their channel. Manalo says drinking show. I don't know, Manalo. I'm excited about this opportunity that I have coming for me. Should be good. Should be real good. It should be good. I'm excited about it. Hope you all come. Hope you all enjoy. I think you will like it. What are your hours? I don't have set hours yet. I'm not quite sure how I want it to work, Trucker Sean, because I'm going to be involved with other stuff with the Dolphins Talk and doing other content too. So I'm going to start doing a little bit of content where it's just 15, 20 minutes digestible content and uploading it too. So you're going to get some videos from me as well. So it should be good. Should be good. All right. It is Throwback Thursday. It was a good show. If you like today's show, donate to the channel. Use Cash App or PayPal. Matter of fact, I'll drop the link in here for you. Give a big shout out to my daughter. Yesterday, she had a great birthday. And we had a great time for her birthday. So it was fun. But if you like today's content or you like any of the content, donate on Cash App or PayPal. Helps me able to do this content more often. I hope you guys went over to Dolphins Talk to subscribe because we'll be over there starting Monday. Can't express that enough. Want to thank Miami Sports Music, Cameron 954, the Fins Tailgate Network, El Capitan for today's show. And share the link. Let people know about this. Okay? All right. I love y'all. Y'all the best fans in the world. Peace.
Bad vibes get sent out. Only fans up in this house. We've been waiting, yeah, we've been patient. Now it's time to cash out, no discount. Super Bowl, yeah, we in route. I don't know when, but it's close. I don't want to overhype, but I just know I like it. So excited. You gonna know this now.